Question number 5, we need to describe. So I'm looking over here. This one's a little bit tricky because on your formula sheet, how many sets of parentheses do you have? You actually have 2 sets of parentheses on your formula sheet, which means here you're going to have to factor out a -1. Class, what do you think that -1 becomes? This becomes your B value. So I have an A value that's 2. Class, if your A value is 2, what does it do to your graph? Vertical stretch by a factor of 2. Okay, so that's my A value. How about my B value? B value is what? -1. I know it's in the inside of my parentheses. It's to the left of the X. You have your formula sheet. Your B value is -1. Is it greater than 0, between 0 and 1, or less than 0? Less than 0. So we're going to have a reflection over the y-axis. Reflect over. Alright, this one's kind of difficult. Class, is your C value +2 or -2? Raise your hand +2. Raise your hand -2. So you're going to have to change this plus sign, +2, to minus. And the reason why you have to do that is because in the formula it has x minus c. So you have to have a minus sign. So you have an x, you have a minus sign, so your c value is -2. C is -2. Class, is C greater than 0 or less than 0? What does that mean? Left how many units? 2. So say left 2. So there we've just finished our describing by getting numbers to our letters. Okay, let's do the equation part. This is new. So it tells me write a specific equation for m of x. This is my starting point. Start with m of x. So let's write down m of x. And I'm going to write down for finding the letters A, B, C, and D, I had to use the factored one, but this one is pretty easy to use. If you have 2 sets of highlighters, this will be super helpful because that's what I'm going to show. In this problem, you're going to have to do 2 substitutions. How many substitutions, class? 2. So here's the first one. Over here, it tells me to write m in terms of p. So I have this p here, and p is x to the 4th. So I have 2 times x to the 4th power. But we don't stop there. It's saying in the function of p, you're going to put in -x minus 2. In the function of p, for every x value, we're going to put in now -x minus 2. So let's do that. So now in green, I have my second substitution. -x minus 2. Now, this is probably a big algebra mistake between students on your Chapter 1.1 test. A lot of students try to distribute the 4. It's incorrect. Some students try to just write out like -x to the 4th power, -2 to the 4th power. Incorrect. Class, how many of these parentheses do I have? You have 4 of them. So let's write it out. As one professor said, when in doubt, write it out. And when you're multiplying binomials times binomials, you can either use FOIL or this box method I'm going to use. And FOIL and the box are the same. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to multiply first, and then you're going to add. Multiply, then add. Class, what's negative x times negative x? X squared. Negative times negative. And 2 times x. So negative x times negative 2 is going to be what? And negative 2 times negative 2 is what? 4. Now in pink, we're going to add. So first we multiply, now we're going to add. Which ones can we add? So now I have what? X squared, 4x, plus 4. Now this one is notoriously left off, so I'm going to put in an orange. You always have this 2 here. And let's save ourselves some time. We just multiplied negative x minus 2 times negative x minus 2, and I have that over here as well. What was the answer when you multiplied it? X squared plus 4x plus 4. Class, are we done simplifying? Nope, you gotta do it again. Super big box. And this is the reason why FOIL doesn't work. Now I have to multiply a trinomial times a trinomial. Let's do that over here. So now I have x squared plus 4x plus 4, and then x squared plus 4x plus 4. Give me a second, I'll zoom in. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply and then we'll add when we're done. Class, x squared times x squared. X to the 4th. So when same base, when you're multiplying, you add the exponents. X squared times 4x. 4x cubed. X squared times 4. X to the 4th times x squared. 4x times 4x. Good. 16. X squared. 4x times 4. X squared times 4. 4 times 4x. And 4 times 4. 16. So remember, I still have the 2 here. And now my answer in purple is we just have to combine like terms. Are there any other x to the 4ths? No. Take a look at this. The like terms in my box actually are all the diagonals. 4 plus 4 is 8. Do you have a question? And if I add all of these, 4 plus 16 and 20 plus 4, 24x squared And then 16 plus 16, 32x plus 16. And one last step is you have to do what? We're going to have to distribute. 2 times x to the fourth. 2 times 8. So 16x to the third. 2 times 24. 2 times 32. And 2 times 16. 32. The parent function looks so simple. The parent function just says x to the fourth. Its child function had all these transformations, and when you apply all the transformations to it, this is actually the child function's polynomial. So we described in letters, numbers, and words. In the very beginning, we have to do 2 substitutions. We started with p of x. And in p of x, you're going to put in negative x minus 2. And when you expand it and simplify, you'll get that in red.